America. The women's floor finalists, Abby Martin of Great Britain, the reigning junior British, English and Welsh champion, Ilda Baltabayeva of Algeria, Ilda Baltabayeva of Kazakhstan, the reigning Islamic Solidarity Games champion on floor, Floor Slauf of the Netherlands, medalist at the Cottbus World Cup last year, Sevgi Kayisoglu of Turkey, medalist at the Islamic Solidarity Games, Yuan-Hsi of the People's Republic of China, who's the reigning Chinese champion on floor, Chun Shin of the People's Republic of China, the reigning national champion, and Charlize Mörz of Austria, champion on floor at national level. Oleg Verniaiev will start the parallel bars final. He was the second best qualifier, and he was the Olympic champion in 2016. This is Anel Barajas of Colombia, a star performer, the junior world champion on this piece. Ilia Kovtun of Ukraine, European champion. We have Coy Young of the United States of America, who was a brilliant performer at the World Championships in Antwerp. Kawakami Shohei of Japan, medalist at the World University Games and Asian Games. Yuan-Hsi of Chinese Taipei, medalist at Asian Championship level. Jossimar Calvo of Colombia, who has 35 gold medals across Pan-American competition. And Rasuljon Abdurakhimov of Uzbekistan, who competed at the Olympic Games and was 24th on parallel bars. The finalists in the women's floor competition, the top performer in qualification, China's Coy Young, who's looking for 2 gold medals in a row today. Second best was her own teammate, Chun Shin by a single tenth, 13.6 to 13.5. Close to them was the third best in qualification, who'll be last to go, Charlize Mörz of Austria, 13.2. The men's parallel bars final. We'll see Oleg Verniaiev and Ilia Kovtun, both of Ukraine, performing as the top 2 qualifiers, with Kovtun the winner in Cairo. Both of them part of a Ukraine team that has qualified for the Olympiad, so they are not concerning themselves with parallel bars qualification for the Games. For the likes of Anel Barajas of Colombia, Yuan-Hsi of Chinese Taipei, Jossimar Calvo also of Colombia, and Rasuljon Abdurakhimov of Uzbekistan, this is very much an Olympic qualification event for them. For Verniaiev, Kovtun, Coy Young and Kawakami Shohei, it's a different ball game. They are part of teams that have qualified. Let's just look at that situation in the women's floor final as well. Abby Martin, Floor Slauf, Yuan-Hsi, Chun Shin are all part of teams that have qualified for the Olympics. Ilda Baltabayeva has qualified as an all-rounder. That leaves us really focusing from an Olympic qualification point of view on Ilda Baltabayeva of Kazakhstan. She'll go 3rd. Sevgi Kayisoglu of Turkey, she'll go 5th. And Charlize Mörz of Austria, she will go 8th. Apologies if I am bombarding with Olympic qualification information. I'm doing my level best to try and keep you abreast of the whole situation. It is a complicated thing, isn't it? But it's all worth it to get opportunities for these gymnasts to get to Paris 2024. And I suspect I speak for all of you watching when I say good luck to the lot of them. We wish them a good competition, a good season, good health going into the run-in for Paris. because there's nothing worse than when an athlete misses out on the chance to qualify due to injury or illness. You just want everyone to have a chance, don't you? A level playing field. She's one of the new ones on the international scene. Bright prospect for the British team. Made the vault final yesterday. As we're talking about bright young prospects, there we see an American who was stunning at the World Championships last year, who's only 21.
Und damit ist das Eigentor beendet. Wir haben grünes Licht für die Bodenübung der Damen. Für Großbritannien, Abigail Martin.
Abby Martin of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, 4th best in qualification on floor. Great Britain's Abby Martin, finalist on floor at the Junior World Championships in Antalya last year, where she was also 5th in the all-around competition. Powerful double layout work in her routine. She's a gymnast whose confidence has grown as a result of her performance at the Junior World Championships. And her profile has really grown internationally as well, justifiably. Much respected young athlete. She's been with the South Devon School of Gymnastics since she was 5 years old. Abby Martin, club based in Paynton in the southwest of England. 12.966 is very close to her performance in qualification, down by only a tenth. We go to one of the great performers in years gone by on the parallel bars, the champion at the Olympic Games in Rio in 2016, Oleg Verniaiev, and he still is capable of producing beautiful work on this apparatus. He was the runner-up in Cairo last week. He still is only 29. nice dismount from Oleg Verniaiev. I was a little kind on him at the start with his age. He is 30. It was his birthday right in the second half of last year, so apologies for that. World champion back in 2014 on the parallel bars, Oleg Verniaiev. 6.6 was the difficulty score in qualification. Good handstand work on the single rail, and then it just lost its position. It seemed to be completely secure at the start. 15.166. It is better from an execution point of view than qualifying. That was the same score that Ilia Kovtun got in qualification. Kelly Namor, 6th best in qualification. Algeria's Kelly Namor in 3 finals over the course of this weekend, and already guaranteed a place at Paris 2024. She is a great fan of artistic sport beyond her own. She watches figure skating, really enjoys it. I know many of you do as fans of the sport.
Interessant, dass es sowas überhaupt auf so eine Diagonale passt. Aber hat sie echt super stark gemacht, auch ihre zweite Bahn, der Zuckerhager. Ja, und sie mag es, die Elemente zu verbinden, was man ja schon am Stufenband immer gesehen hat. Auch ihre dritte Bahn.
Difficulty score of 5.0 in qualification, 12.833 overall, 12.866 this time, so she is just behind Abby Martin. This will be very interesting to see Anel Barajas. The 17-year-old from Cúcuta in the northeast of Colombia on the Venezuelan border, junior champion of the world on this apparatus. What a lovely steady handstand. Maintaining his form. had to fight to hold that. Good core strength. Just maybe a little loss of the foot form there. Wasn't enormously tidy, but he's recovered well. Babsar looks good. And his dismount is nice as well. He's a very interesting young gymnast, Anel Barajas. Won the bronze medal on the horizontal bar in Cairo. 5th best in qualification for this final. And this is so much more secure a display than we saw in the final in Cairo, where he scored only 10.566. .733 for Anel Barajas. He's up from qualification, goes into 2nd place, but for how much longer? Because Ilia Kovtun's next. Now to Kazakhstan's Ilda Baltabayeva, really experienced athlete, 26 from Nur Sultan, 8th best in qualification. She is going for Olympic qualification through this route. Reigning Islamic Solidarity Games champion on floor, Ilda Baltabayeva of Kazakhstan. She's competed at 3 Asian Games, 4 World Championships, and the World University Games as well. And a very engaging performer on floor. She has been for a number of years in World Cup competition. Nice sense of flourish coming out of the pike landing, or the pike position into the landing. A little bit of oscillation in the wolf turns. Choreographically, it has poise. She has a degree in coaching from the Eurasian National University in Kazakhstan.
Also nochmal hier ein großes Dankeschön an die Firma Speed, die uns hier die Geräte für diesen Wettkampf zur Verfügung stellt.
Und auch die Bewerbung, ja, die
12.733. She is in third position. Now, Ilia Kovtun of Ukraine, top performer in qualification, the champion in Cairo, and the World Cup overall winner on parallel bars last year. And he won the European title on this apparatus too in 2023, his first major international title. Good Diamondov work. Little arch at the back, but so much strength in the handstand on the single rail. He puts in extra rotations of the body where others don't to accumulate that very high difficulty score. Controlled the overarch well there, disguised it. He's capable of scoring well into the 15s, Ilia Kovtun. A good marker has been laid down by his more experienced teammate, 10 years older, Oleg Verniaiev, on 15.166. But the high scoring potential for Kovtun is never in doubt. He is one away from 20 gold medals in World Cup and World Challenge Cup competition.
Schwierig zu stehen, aufgrund der besonderen Landevorbereitung. Ja, die letzten
15.266. Ilia Kovtun has gone into the lead by a single tenth over Oleg Verniaiev. Is it beatable? Such a high number. Floor of the Netherlands, 7th best in qualification. All-around bronze medalist at the Dutch Championships last year. Had a couple of really tricky tumbling passes there, Floor and showed excellent strength in rescuing them as best she could. The Dutch have qualified a team to Paris 2024. Floor Slow has been a medalist on floor at World Challenge Cup level. That's where she could so easily have slipped and gone down into a seated position. Held it very well.
durch. Und werden sicherlich den Kampfrichter platzieren und dafür abziehen. Und hier die letzte Bahn.
Lack of symmetry in the backed up position. And that contributed perhaps to an unsteady looking landing. Still just 17, developing her international experience all the time. And continuing to show plenty of promise at Floorsloof. 12.366, so she is down by just under half a mark from qualification. Coy Young of the United States of America. 21 and a winner of 3 medals at the World Championships, his debut World Championships last year. Very, very fine young gymnast and an undergraduate at Stanford University. American delegation providing their own running commentary, as they always do, supporting each other so well. Goes into a mighty Bavzar. Into the Tippelt. To a good handstand. Has to steady himself for the dismount, which he's a little displeased about. But goodness me, he's an interesting young athlete, is Coy Young. The first American man since the late great Kurt Thomas and the also great Bart Connor to win multiple individual apparatus medals at a single World Championship.
Ich habe Ihnen nicht zu viel versprochen, das war laut, oder? Das ist seine Teamkollegen haben ihn ordentlich angefeuert. Das ist Stimmung hier in der Lausitz Arena.
14.3 was the qualification score, 14.133 in the final. Execution down a little. The landing will certainly have contributed to that in some substance. And that brings us to the halfway stage of these two finals. Just the men's horizontal bar final remains after this. This is where we are at the moment in the floor competition. Abby Martin of Great Britain is the leader. We have the top 3 qualifiers, though, all to come in the second half of the final. On the parallel bars, no great surprise that it's the Ukrainian duo that are at the top of the standings. From a Paris 2024 perspective, Barajas well positioned, but we have yet to see Yuan-Hsi, Jossimar Calvo and Rasuljon Abdurakhimov. So the Paris 2024 picture is going to get more clear as the final enters the second half. For the women, Sevgi Kayisoglu is next. She is going for Paris qualification. Will be looking to finish above Barajanova, and based on qualification she can do that. Are things set up for Charlize Mörz to be the top performer of the Paris 2024 hopefuls? She'll be the last to go, and she scored 13.2 in the preliminary round. members of the Turkish men's squad watching on. Very happy Turkey in terms of the men's team, for they managed to qualify a full team for Paris 2024 for the first time ever. It's extraordinary the way that gymnastics has developed, particularly on the men's side in that country. Can Sevgi Kayisoglu join the men's team wearing the national colours in Paris? Let's find out. Sevgi Kayisoglu of Turkey, 5th best in qualification. She didn't make the final in Cairo. Big routine coming up for her. She won her first World Cup title last year, Sevgi Kayisoglu, in World Challenge Cup competition in her home event in Mersin, to add to 2 bronze medals that she already holds. The 18-year-old from Bolu in the northwest of the country. She's always been a gymnast who employs distinctive choreography to her work. She's had some really exciting routines over the years. She feels, when you watch her, very at home on floor. That was right near the end, where there was an uncomfortable looking moment that she salvaged impressively. Just a loss of equilibrium. Now 12.933 in qualification. Barajanova 12.733. And Kayisoglu is ahead of her. 12.833. Sevgi Kayisoglu in her Olympic qualification quest is down a 10th from qualifying, but she's well positioned at the moment. This is Kawakami Shohei of Japan. He's only 20. He's from Ehime in Shikoku Island, right down in the southwest of the main archipelago. It's only his second World Cup competition. good travel on his Bavzar. Little overarch is costly though. Emphatic dismount. He set himself for that beautifully with a really tight man of position. Lovely conclusion from Kawakami Shohei. Team silver medalist at the World University Games and the Asian Games last year. He was 4th in the all-around competition in Hangzhou at the Asian Games. He was not happy with himself, said he honestly expected that he would be stronger. He's a very ambitious youngster. This is really good work.
Innerhalb der Übung ein paar kleine Korrekturen, die aber sehr, sehr gut kaschiert.
14.5 the qualification score. And he's up. 14.666, not quite enough to go beyond Anel Barajas. Just remind you that the Japanese have qualified a team anyway for the Games. Joya Chin of the People's Republic of China, 6th to go on floor. She's already won the gold on beam, and she was the top performer in floor qualification with 13.6. She is the reigning Chinese champion. It really does connect choreography and orchestration, that routine from Joya Chin. Sense of harmony with the music. And some big pirouetting as well. Yes, something of a lunge coming out of it, but it contributes to good difficulty. She had the second highest difficulty of all qualifiers. That sort of directional change tumbling as well is really impressive. Legs going up towards horizontal there, if not there then thereabouts. .6 in qualification and 8.1 for execution. highest difficulty we've seen so far is Abby Martin. There will be a bit of a deduction there for that over rotation and the adjustment step that came with it. Two to go after this. Next is Chun Shin. 13.533. She does lead. The difficulty is lower than in qualification by a tenth, and it may well be that that is what is provoking some discussion. We'll come back to that. This is Yuan-Hsi of Chinese Taipei, 22-year-old who competed at the Olympic Games at very short notice as an injury replacement alternate. Unfortunately, is really problematic for a gymnast who didn't make the final in Cairo, and for somebody who is aiming for Olympic qualification through this route. There is still a path open to gymnasts at the Continental Championships, but things start to become very limited the closer that one gets to Paris 2024. He did very well to stay on there. That was tricky. Another little reset going into handstand. Again, just that small reset contributing to the execution deductions. But there is ever so much about this young athlete that is lovely to watch. Dismount evidence of it. He is an undergraduate in international business at the Taipei University of Business. Comes from something of a gymnastics family. One could only imagine how he felt being called into action 4 days before the Olympic Games after a teammate was injured. That's where he did incredibly to hold an overarched handstand. Very precise in the trajectory of the landing. Double front tuck, spot on. .466. It is 1.2 down from qualification for obvious reasons. Much more difficult display in the final in terms of the skills he put in. Now to Chun Shin. We've had the Chinese champion on floor. This is the winner of the title of the Chinese individual championships in the same year, so they are both Coy Young and Chun Shin effectively Chinese champions on this apparatus, and they were separated by a single tenth in qualification. Chun was the lower, 13.6 to 13.5. It's another routine with such a strong degree of difficulty by comparison to what we've seen so far in this final. The two Chinese athletes, Zhou Yaqin and Chun Shin, upping the stakes in terms of tumbling work. Now, has Chun Shin done enough to go ahead of her teammate and reverse the standings from qualification? Still only 16, Chun. About a year and a half younger than Zhou. And a senior international debut this as well. And what an impressive one it was, what a composed one. What a precise one. Zhou leads on 13.533. She's guaranteed a medal. If Chun finishes above Abby Martin, and she is also guaranteed to win a medal. Only one athlete is left, and it's Charlize Mörz of Austria.
Weil es wirklich so viel zu lernen gab, so viele Subdivisions, dass man zwischendurch mal unterbrechen musste, weil so viel Konzentration am Schluss kann man einfach niemanden abverlangen. Es ist Höchstleistung, hier an der Stelle der Zeit die Wertung tatsächlich auf die Beine zu bringen. Zu gucken, was genau wird denn da gemacht und wie genau wird es.
540还是感觉高了。
别说了，我
盘呢，但是盘呢。
auch irgendwo mal vielleicht einen kleinen Fehler unterlaufen, weshalb es dann schon auch mal einen Einspruch gibt, eben wie bei den zwei Turnerinnen davor. Und dann muss da nochmal genau hingeschaut werden, eine Videoanalyse gemacht werden, wird nochmal wirklich jedes Element einzeln durchgegangen und auch nochmal in Slow Motion geschaut, wirklich Bild für Bild, ob vielleicht der Fuß rum ist, ob dieses Element gezählt wird oder nicht, sind es über 180 Grad Spreizwinkel oder nicht. Und man hat es dann schon nicht.
One of the longer waits this for a score to come in on floor. Much deliberation going on, and frankly that's absolutely fine. Let the judges take the time it takes them, because their responsibility is a great one when it's an Olympic qualification event. We wish them the best of fortune in getting it right. It's a pressure occasion for these judges too, and they are vital, absolutely vital to this process for accuracy and for fairness across all 4 of the World Cups. Their burden is a heavy one. Now, I think what's going on there is that there's been a change to Sevgi Kayisoglu's score. So that's why the process was taking a while. Right, we'll come back to that in a moment. 13.666 for Chun Shin. Meanwhile, Yuan-Hsi has gained 2/10 of difficulty. We did notice, I'm sure, notice as well the reaction from the Chinese coaching staff when that score came in. And also Sevgi Kayisoglu's score has gone up by a 10th as well. I'll just update you again on all of that after this performance from veteran Jossimar Calvo of Colombia. He was the 3rd best in qualification with a 6.7 difficulty score. He could get up close to these leaders. Won the bronze medal in Cairo. That's nice. A shame that the handstand went astray. Oh, that was just a little too explosive in its power. Came off the end. He really did go for it, didn't he? Jossimar Calvo from the same part of Colombia as his young teammate Anel Barajas. His dismount is lovely. That was such a fine routine, except for that crucial loss of contact, the unintentional dismount from the apparatus, costing him a full mark. We just remind ourselves of the rules here that only 1 place per nation is available on each apparatus. There are 2 spots in total on the parallel bars, but they cannot be won by 2 Colombians. Calvo did perform well in Cairo, winning the bronze medal. So he has got a little breathing space, if you will, but 13.366, not the number he was hoping for. We go to the last performer on floor, Charlize Mörz of Austria, 3rd best in qualification. She's never won World Cup honours. Bit of an issue right at the end there, didn't she, Mörz, coming out of the pirouette, but there was some quality tumbling on show from the 18-year-old from Eisenstadt in the far east of Austria. She's competed at 3 World Championships, this great young gymnast from Austria who's been a prospect for them for some time. She's the daughter of a very fine midfielder in football who was an international competitor and the top goal scorer in the Austrian Cup actually in 2005-2006. One of 3 Mörz sisters in gymnastics. No Austrian woman has ever won a medal in the current format of these Big Four World Cups. Last Austrian honours were a silver medal on floor from Marlies Menersdorfer at the Osijek World Challenge Cup in 2021. And in 2010 there was a medal for Barbara Gasser on the uneven bars, also in Osijek, but that was before the current format of the competition. And my thanks to a very fine gymnastics statistician in Brazil who pulled that one out of the dusty archives for me. I take no credit for it. She's a very accomplished tumbler, is Mörz. 5.6 was the difficulty score in qualification. She was 4th on the tie-break criteria, Mörz, in Cairo. She has a medal. She has a medal. 13.1. Charlize Mörz. It's brilliant from her own perspective of a first time ever on a World Cup podium, but also from an Olympic qualification standpoint. That's an excellent result. Charlize Mörz becomes the first Austrian woman to win a medal in the present format of the Big Four World Cups. Rasuljon Abdurakhimov of Uzbekistan is last to go on the parallel bars, and he delivers some very accomplished work on this piece. He was 6th in Cairo. Can he go better here? He was the 4th best qualifier, so it might well be the case, especially after the door has been opened by a few others. It's pacey, isn't he? Oh, it's lovely. Silky smooth. Then a little shudder. Very nice straddle front. That was defined, deliberate and delicate from Rasuljon Abdurakhimov of Uzbekistan. .27 now. And already an Olympian from Tokyo. He received a medal called the Builder of the Future medal from the president after his performance at the Olympic Games, the Kalayak Bunyodkori honour. He's always spoken so warmly of his uncle's influence, how much he wants to make him proud. It was his uncle who brought him into the world of gymnastics. This is the 4th time he's been in a World Cup final. 5th is his best result. 14.733, currently occupies bronze. That's Anel Barajas. That's exactly the score that Abdurakhimov got in qualification, so he could be in for a really intriguing finish here. Abdurakhimov's execution was the best of any qualifier for the final, so one often backs him to win an execution tiebreak. This is the last score to come in. It's Kovtun, Verniaiev and Barajas. Barajas and Abdurakhimov going head to head from a Paris 2024 perspective. And Abdurakhimov has got him. 14.766 by a few hundreds. He takes his first ever World Cup honours. Ahead of the teenager, he's on the podium. The classified results in the floor competition. Big result for Charlize Mörz of Austria, winning the bronze medal and positioning herself well after she was fourth in Cairo. The classified results in the men's parallel bars competition. Kovtun and Verniaiev. The victory ceremony in the women's floor competition in Cottbus. Charlize Mörz of Austria, the bronze medalist. 13.1 her score, a very important one. It propels her onto an international podium for the first time and is a great result for her dreams of going to Paris 2024. Above her, Chun Shin, a senior international debut to remember. She is the silver medalist, bested only by her own teammate, Yuan-Hsi. Two gymnasts who won titles on floor at national level last year, bringing that work to the global stage. And as a result, we will hear in just a moment or two the national anthem of the People's Republic of China. There they are, the medalists in the women's floor competition at the Cottbus 2024 World Cup of Artistic Gymnastics. All of them on an international podium for the first time. Two folk here who certainly aren't on an international podium for the first time. One of them who has won World Cup gold number 20. The victory ceremony for the men's parallel bars competition at the Lausitz Arena in Cottbus, Germany. Welcome to the World Cup podium, Rasuljon Abdurakhimov of Uzbekistan. The 4th time he's made a final, and this is a big result for the Olympic hopeful. Oleg Verniaiev, who's been a champion at the Olympics on this apparatus, narrowly takes 2nd place behind his teammates, just as was the case in Cairo a week ago. It's Kovtun again. The man who is virtually unbeatable at World Cup level on this piece. That is gold medal number 20 for him in World Cup competition, and he's only 20. He is absolutely going to be a force to be reckoned with on this apparatus at the Olympic Games. The medalists in the parallel bars competition at the Cottbus World Cup.